Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I'm back with another review. This one is of Moonfall, starring Halle Berry. A few other people whose names I forgot right now. I think another actor named Patrick Wilson. And this is a review of it. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Wow, this movie, I honestly was not feeling this one at all. Moonfall was not really all that good to me. I don't think so, in my opinion. I like that the moon basically falling apart. I think that was a good concept. I'd never really heard anything like that in a disaster movie before, but that was interesting. Earlier, just going to name off a couple things I liked about this movie and things I didn't like. If you've seen it already, it's a complete spoiler review, of course, if you don't know that. One of the main characters, Brian, he basically was able to somehow get the shuttle back from Earth, even though I believe it was damaged and most of his team was sort of unable to really help him out. I thought that was kind of weird. I didn't know how he was able to do that himself, but maybe they explained that and I wasn't paying attention or something like that. But I thought that was kind of odd. Early in the movie, he was able to do that when the swarm, that big whatever robot thing, whatever that thing was that just the main villain of the movie attacked his shuttle with him and his other colleagues, and he was able to somehow get it to Earth. I don't know how that was possible, but anyway. By the way, the movie is full of great actors. You know what I'm saying, like that. Some of them have cameos, and it was a lot of great actors in this movie, and it looked like it was going to be great, but it just felt like another generic disaster movie. I still feel like this one has not topped The Day After Tomorrow. That was probably one of the best disaster movies I think I've seen. There's probably some other ones that came out that I haven't seen, but I don't think this movie really topped that one. That was one of the best ones I think I've seen. It just didn't feel like it topped that one. Then there's that scene where the three astronauts they go into space and stuff like that to investigate what's going on with this whole swarm monster thing going on. I like that scene. I thought it was very scary and very well shot. The CGI looked pretty good in that scene. I like that when the swarm attacked the three astronauts. That was cool. Then I do find it pretty interesting. I like the fact that when the world basically was starting to come to an end and everybody was just started looting and rioting, that felt pretty realistic because that's definitely something people would really do. When the world was coming to an end, because everybody knew the world was coming to an end back in 2020, and you see what people did then. So, yeah, that seemed pretty realistic. I like that scene. That was felt real. Then there's that scene where they have that gravitational pull that basically makes that tsunami lift up in the air. I thought that looked pretty cool too. That was nice. That whole tsunami coming over, but then it lifting in the air. That was a dope scene. I like that. And then there's the other one when like the people are like falling, like the gravitational pull is making people go into the sky. That was an interesting scene too. I like that. I give props to the movie for that scene. Then there's the other scene. We find out that the swarm is this like ancient artificial intelligence that was created by humans. But then it basically sort of like turned into Skynet and started turning against humans, started attacking them. That's when this movie started to kind of really jump the shark, where it was just like, honestly, I almost feel like it would have been better off if this thing was like an alien or something instead of it being some ancient robot thing that the humans created. So that was a bit much for me. That was when it started becoming a little too science fictiony, where the movie started feeling like a generic sci-fi movie. I just was like that's a bit much. That's when the movie really just kind of took me out, where I just almost blanked out. I was like, what was that? Um, the swarm. Let me see. It can't be stopped, but okay. Then there's this basically the story plot changes where the swarm it can be stopped. We have a scene where they say that it can't be stopped, but one human has to sacrifice itself. Of course, that's a I feel like a generic trope of I have to sacrifice myself to save everyone. I hate that generic subplot of oh, I have to stay behind to save somebody has to stop and sacrifice themselves to save everybody. I hate that. I think that's so generic and cheesy when they did that. I wish they would have took that part out. I thought that was kind of cheesy. I hated that whole we have to somebody has to sacrifice themselves for the team. I hated that. And then there's the chase scene where Sonny and everybody else is basically driving away from the thieves that were basically harassing them during the middle of the movie, still in their car and all that other stuff like that. That felt like that whole scene felt like a video game. Now I didn't like the CGI in that scene where they're driving all that, and then they're driving or jumping on different types of rocks to avoid the criminals attacking them. I thought that was just so cheesy. It did kind of remind me of that scene in 2012, the other disaster movie that came out, where the Family Guy, John Cusack, I think the actor name was. It was a scene where he's driving and there's like a uh like an earthquake, and he's driving and he's jumping from earthquake, rock to rock, to avoid falling down. I thought that was I hated that. And then they kind of did that in this movie. It just, it just like a big CGI mess. I just hated that scene. I find it weird that some robbers are really trying to, drive after them when the whole world is coming to an end. I don't know what the heck they were thinking, but it is what it is. And then there's a scene where the president basically he wants to like send nukes to launch at the moon as one last way to stop the moon. I didn't know, did he really think sending something man made like some nukes to send at the moon? I didn't know, did he really think that that would help to stop the moon out of all things? I mean, the whole world is coming to an end, and you want to send nukes at the moon as one way to stop it. I don't know what this president in this movie was thinking, but all right. Then Doug basically, he ends up, that's Halle Berry's ex-husband in the movie. Pulls out a gun on the president and his colleagues out of all people to stop them because he believes that his ex-wife is going to be able to really succeed in the end. Which really, in actuality, in real life, they would have definitely, let's just say they would have gave him an early retirement for doing that, pulling the gun out on the president. That was, but anyway, that was obviously for dramatic effect, but that was a wow scene. And then, of course, there's that scene where Brian, one of the main characters, he attempts to sacrifice himself to be a hero. Another scene just felt so generic. And then, I thought he was going to end up doing a whole cliche hero thing of I'm going to sacrifice myself to save the world, like Armageddon or something like that. But instead, it ends up being KC that takes his place. I didn't see that coming. That was a shock. I think KC is definitely like more of a likable character, even though his character remind me a lot of who he played in Game of Thrones. They're both basically the same characters, they just in different time periods. But I do think that I like they did that instead. Though he seemed like a more nice, likable, more better character though, instead of doing the whole cliche hero sacrifice thing. And I don't really remember Callie Halle Berry's the name of her character and Patrick Wilson's character, so I'm just gonna call them by their actors' names. So basically, at the end of the movie, Halle Berry and Patrick Wilson, they go back to Earth and they reunite with their families, and everybody's happy, of course, because they're all their families made it through, they're all survived and they're good. And then they basically just tell KC's family, the people that's left for him, yeah, he died saving the world, which is good, but then again, of course, in the movie, millions end up dying anyway. But hey, we're the main characters, and our families are okay, so that's the only thing that matters. That's what the whole scene kind of felt like. Like, hey, we're the main characters, and we're okay. Yeah, Casey sacrificed himself, but we're okay now, even though most of the Earth is probably destroyed. But whatever. So then we find out that Casey's mind has been uploaded to that AI system, and it ends up also taking the shape of his mom. So he's sort of with his mom and sort of like this robotic afterlife. His mom also, I guess, on Earth. I don't remember what happened to her. Maybe I missed out on this, but I'm assuming she's most likely dead from basically the whole world falling apart. And if she isn't, she's somewhere alive with dementia. So that's kind of messed up, and if she is alive, her son is dead, but he sacrificed himself to save the world. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what happened to his mom because this movie started to kind of. I'm not gonna. I kind of went to sleep on it though, but yeah. So that whole scene was. I don't know. He sort of dies, but he comes back again, sort of in this machine. I don't know what was up with that, but anyway, and then him and his robotic mom said that they're going to be working on something in this system. So I don't know what they said. They said they're going to work on something big. I'm hoping it's not a sequel because man, that ending was. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is one of the few movies where I don't want to trash somebody's movie, but I'm like, man, this movie I'm sorry, I just was not feeling this one. I just wasn't feeling it. If you like this movie, comment if you liked it. Tell me what you liked about it or what I may have missed out on. But I'm gonna have to give this movie a 1 out of 4. Man, this movie I was not feeling this one at all. But if you liked it, leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about it. Yeah, but this movie it's gonna be a quick review though. This is like my shortest movie review I probably ever did. But yeah, this movie I wasn't feeling at all though. If you like this video, before I actually get into that, what I'm going to be doing now for the next few days is I'm going to be doing reviews of all the stuff that I should have done last year and back in 2020. So I'm going to catch up on all the stuff that I should do reviews on: Dexter, New Blood, maybe like P Valley season one, that other show that was on HBO, Moon. That Moon. What am I talking about? Lovecraft Country, I think it was called. All the stuff that I basically missed out on, I'm going to do reviews on all those, and then I'm going to catch up on everything from this year, 2020, 2022, and 2021, all of the stuff like that, so I can get all the stuff that I've haven't seen yet. So be prepared for that. And I'm still going to, of course, like I said, do all the new stuff coming up. I haven't forgot about that though. But if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I just want to do a quick review of this one. And thank you for watching my video and subscribe to Watch Darius TV.